Sideline Courthouse Case of the Week, segment 2 for this week. Josh Eisenberg, Kevin Calhoun, James Berry, all with me once again. We're going to talk a little bit about a subject that's a little near and dear to my heart, a little bit saddening in my heart. A Penn State loss on Saturday to the Iowa Hawkeyes, 21-20. Iowa really did outplay this team on the defensive end of the ball. Darrell Clark had 3 interceptions. Evan Royster fumbled late. This team was supposed to run the table, to go to the national championship, and yet again, it's the Iowa Hawkeyes who stopped Penn State. Kevin, what happened to Penn State to lose this game?
You said exactly what happened to Penn State to lose this game. It's the interceptions, the fumbles. Penn State did not hold on to the ball. They had the same problem last year. Not quite as bad against Iowa last year. Again, last year it was in Iowa, and they only lost by 1 point. There's no excuse this year losing double digits at home and turn the ball over 3 times if you're Darrell Clark.
Darrell Clark, 3 interceptions. I'd rather see like Zach Mills in there or somebody. I never thought that I'd be so wanting to see like Robinson back in the helm. What's going on with this team?
I think right now they're having a little identity crisis because they're relying so much on Darrell Clark because he did have a great year, a very consistent year last year. But they forgot Evan Royster's their horse. He's a guy that's an NFL prospect who, he's not the biggest of running backs, but he's going to find ways to create more offensive opportunities for Darrell Clark. He runs downhill. His head's down all the time. I'm not a big Penn State fan, but this is the guy that they have to rely on. And right now, Sean Lee, he's still coming back from that injury, but he's doing a great job right now. I just think they have not found the right defensive formula to stop Iowa at least.
James, what happened with this team? Why is Iowa the thorn in the side of Penn State?
One thing that did happen was that they scored 21 unanswered points without the defense. You can say Penn State's special teams gave up a little bit with the block punt. But at the same time, the safety, it all hurt for Penn State.
10-0 to open the game, and then a safety, a blocked punt, and 4 turnovers later, Iowa gets the win and really upsets Penn State Nation there. But let's move on. Let's talk about the Pitt Panthers now, who had, just like the Steelers, big fourth-quarter lead, and they blow it to an NC State team down there in Raleigh. Granted, it was a road game, but still, even Bill Stahl played well. What did I just say that?
Yeah,
Bill Stahl played well. Did that happen?
He's been playing well all year. He's been playing well all year. I think the reason that there are 3-1 is it's because Bill Stahl's playing well, of course, but they're utilizing their weapons more. You have 2 great tight ends, Byam and Dickerson. Dickerson leading college football in tight ends and touchdown catches this year with 4. He had that one game with 3. So he's doing a fantastic job. They're utilizing their weapons right now, but at the game against NC State, they really didn't have a lot of blitzes. They didn't pressure Russell Wilson, who hasn't thrown an interception since I was maybe 9 years old. But he's just a great quarterback right now who was able to pick apart a very weak secondary.
Quickly, 30 seconds apiece. What happened to Pitt down there in Raleigh?
One thing I noticed about Pitt was that it was the first down differential. It was Pitt had 11 first downs, NC State had 27. Dion Lewis, 16 yards only after halftime. That's big right there.
Time of possession as well. NC State held the ball for 15 minutes more than what Pitt did. What happened?
You guys have said what happened. Seriously,
Good
NC
one.
State threw the ball for 322 yards in this game, and they ran the ball for another 208 yards. You're not going to win football games if your defense has given up 530 total yards.
Yeah, and it's been a problem all year with Dion Lewis. He's had great numbers, top 10 in FBS, but he's not been able to produce in the second half. 15 yards. He had about 40 against Navy a couple of weeks ago. He's not really producing 2 complete halves, and that's hurtful for them.
Pitt next week has Louisville. Penn State has Illinois in Champaign. That's something else to talk about for next week. That's all that's going to happen for this week. We appreciate all of you joining us. Follow us somewhere. Follow us on the Twitter account. You can follow myself, John Bursick, Mickey Haney, Nikki Porter, Sarah Phillips. Anyone else wants to create a Twitter account, you can come follow us. Also, go on YouTube, search for The Pioneer Sideline. You can watch any previous episode of The Pioneer Sideline. Just go ahead on YouTube, type it in. Next week, we got another great show for you. We'll recap volleyball. We'll have soccer highlights for you, as well as the Courthouse Cavern Case of the Week. That's all coming up next week. As for today, for the cast and crew, also Mike McElroy. He had a little bit of surgery over the past weekend. We wish him all the best. That's all that's going to do it for this week. See you later.